The typical way of hiring, particularly in the middle market, is really 4 steps. You always want to be able to promote from within if you can. And I would always encourage my clients to do so. There's nothing better than developing homegrown talent. Hopefully they've been performing, but more importantly, they know your culture, they do well. And every CEO would, of course, want to always look at that first. Second is, okay, so you go to your top people and say, hey, we're buying a new division. There's nobody here that's qualified. Who do you guys know that you can bring in, right? And you've got that personal, professional reference. And a CEO should be able to trust the people that he trusts the most to be able to bring people in that are a good fit. But let's say that doesn't work. Then they've got their internal hiring operations. And for middle market companies, that's usually pretty slim, right? You've got usually an HR administrator, someone that's making sure that, the CEO is staying out of jail, people are being paid on time, the benefits are being renewed every year. They're not really good recruiters, but, they get to a certain size and they do so. And they strike out. Well, the last resort is the recruiter. And of course, a lot of CEOs don't like to do that. They don't like to pay the money behind it. They think they know the company better. But any good recruiter is spending less time going out there and looking in the market for someone and more time really understanding who that client is. Because typically, and this is our experience, if I ask a CEO to describe their culture, I'll get a couple of, word salads, or I'll get some high level type of explanation, and I can just tell right away. And I'll tell them, look, if you're going to work with us, we need to spend some very deep time understanding with you and several key people in the organization what it is that really makes you tick. What is it that's unique? Why do people stay at your company? People come and go. Why do people stay? What attracted you to come here? What are the things that are most attractive? These are very helpful types of discussions that just frankly companies never go through. And so they become impatient because they've gone through those 3 steps. And then they come to a recruiter and say, well, I'm paying you. You better make sure you get me this guy. I want to see resumes next week. And recruiters, unfortunately, succumb to that. And it just becomes throwing spaghetti at the fridge to see what sticks. And that's not a good strategy. So patience, but I think also that thoroughness, that understanding of, it's not just about the qualifications that you're looking for. It's really understanding your culture. And again, back to the candidate, what gifts are you looking to bring into the organization? What is those things those needs that aren't being met? Is it being that person that's going to, introduce the new pizza? Is it going to be that someone who can break you into a new industry that you haven't been to before? These should be the things that drive. Not what school they've gone to, not whether they worked for a competitor in the past, or not whether they interview well. It's those aspects of what's really going to help them most in terms of their growth.